Hey guys, welcome back to Crafting Princesses. Recently I was asked how I make my corset back on my dresses. This is the back of an Olaf dress. I don't know if you can see there, but I did do a corset detail along the back and then it ties as a bow at the bottom. So I'm going to show you quickly how I do that here. It is very similar to tying up your shoes, so lacing up some shoelaces. Very similar to that. So I have a long piece of ribbon here. I don't have an exact measurement for this. You can just use your judgment. Just remember you are going to be crisscrossing and using quite a bit of ribbon. So I'm going to take one end. This is my seam going down the middle of the back. And so that I'm even on both sides, I am going to count the amount of holes I'm moving over. So to the left, I'm going to count over 4 holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's my starting point on the left. All right, then I'm going to take the right side of my ribbon and count 4 holes over from the right side of the seam. If your holes are a little bit off, like this one, like it depends on how it was sewn, you might go in the 3rd hole. You just want to make sure that visually it's the same length from the left and the right. So I'm going to pull my ends together just so I can even this part out and pull at the same time. Make sure to fix your ribbon, especially if you are using a printed ribbon of any kind, or if one side is satin finish and the other is not. Make sure you have that facing the correct way. So to start our crisscross, I'm going to be pulling the same side ribbon, so my left ribbon, through the hole below the hole that we use to insert the ribbon. So I'm coming out of the hole right below it. So I am staying in the same row. So the same row and the same column of holes I will be working with on both sides. Same thing to the right. I'm just going to pull that ribbon through the hole below. And we have our starting point. So now we will start the crisscross pattern. I'm taking my left side and I'm going to pull it over to the right. I'm just going to tuck the right ribbon out of the way, but as you can see here, there's a hole that this ribbon is coming out of. I'm going to be taking the left string. I'm just going to tuck that aside. I'm going to take the left string and go in through the hole below that one and out of the hole beneath that one. So if you can see there, there's the hole that the ribbon is coming out of. I'm going in through the hole below it and then out of the hole below that one. And I actually can do it at the same time. So what I do is I just pinch, pull it closer. So there's the hole that I'm going to be going into, and I'm going to pinch that solid square right below it so I can go in and out of the 2 holes at the same time. I hope it's clear when I do it, but I'm pinching this so that I save a step and I go in and out at the same time. So as you can see there, there's that bit of fabric that is separating the 2 holes. Now I'm going to take my right ribbon and cross it over to the left and do the same thing. So there's the hole the ribbon's coming out of. I'm going to go in this one and out the one below that. And don't worry if the process of this gets kind of messy or the ribbon gets disheveled. You can fix it along the way or at the end. As I'm doing here, I'm just flipping my ribbon around so that it's facing the same direction. And then you're just going to continue that pattern. So here we have the finished corset pattern, and this does allow you to adjust the top of the dress. So when the child is wearing it, you can actually pull on these strings to make it tighter and scrunch the center part together. So as you can see here, it does make it smaller, or you can just let all the ribbon out and let it show that beautiful wide corset pattern. Again, you can customize your corset pattern by skipping additional holes. So when you're crisscrossing your ribbon, instead of going hole by hole, you can skip a hole or two and it will separate your corset sections even more. Then at the very bottom, and I'm so sorry my mannequin keeps moving, at the very bottom I like to just tie it in a pretty bow. So when I do cut my ribbon, I cut in excess so that I can have a pretty bow at the very end. Make sure that you cut your ribbon on a diagonal at the bottom or however you like, and heat seal that so you have no fraying whatsoever. And there's the tutorial. If you guys have any suggestions on other little tips or tricks or any little small details, I am still working on the princess sleeve tutorial, which you'll also see in this picture I'm about to show you. But I want to highlight the corset pattern that I did on the front of this dress. So it's a little bit different than the one I did here, so you can see where the starting point is on the outside. On this Rapunzel dress, it's actually on the inside. Hopefully you can... There we go. That's better. Okay, so as you can see here, the starting point is on the inside, and then I have my crisscross on the front to make a cute, pretty little bodice on the front of the dress. So again, please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. Leave a comment if you'd like to request a special tutorial, and thank you all for watching and for your continued support.